boy. I'm kidding. Okay, so today's topic, I'm gonna talk about how I view this society and this world and this human experience I'm living in right now, right? So as I'm getting older and shit, the more I'm observing life, obviously I'm still young, so I have a lot that I need to experience. So I feel like I'm still living in a box when it comes to life. I haven't really expanded my horizons like that yet. Hopefully I get to when I get older. But basically what how I'm observing from this life, from this world, like um okay, first off, like why is time speeding up so damn fast? You know what I'm saying? So like time speeding up is not gonna correlate with this matrix we're living in. It's just not, because like everything's gonna collapse. Like, or if not, then at least something has to happen, because the way time is accelerating extremely fast, like I don't see it. Like, how is it gonna catch up with the average 9 to 5 job? It's not. Like, I'm telling you, like time is speeding up every single month, every single year is gonna get worse. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't, to be honest, I don't know how this system is still continuing with time speeding up. Now imagine people with families and other obligations they gotta deal with. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Because there's certain times where like I'm trying to get things done throughout my day. Like I have a set schedule, but it's hard for me to do that. In order for me to actually get my tasks done throughout the day, I have to sacrifice sleep or eating, either sleep or eating. You know what I'm saying? Because eating takes a lot of time. Because after you're done eating, then you gotta digest, and then it takes time to even cook the food and stuff like that. Even to prepare the food, that takes time and all like that. But when you sleep, like I mentioned in my old videos, we're not actually sleeping, we're taking naps. Cause either we're taking naps or we're sleeping a lot, because since time is speeding up so fast, I feel like the human body it adjusts whenever it gets dark. Because I noticed about my body, because whenever if it's like a certain time throughout the day, if it's like if it gets dark, then that's I can feel my tired of being fatigued and tired, and I'm not even doing anything, and I feel like I'm not really tired. It's just my body. It's just so used to sleeping when it's dark or something. You know what I'm saying? So either that or like I don't know, because someone commented in one of my videos that like ever since time is speeding up, he mentioned that like he noticed he's feeling more fatigued and a lot tired a lot faster. So I don't know if it's like a time issue or a fucking energy issue. So I don't know if it's the fucking energy that's accelerating or just fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So either way, it's fucking trippy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like I feel like people need to talk about this. I'm not sure people are even aware of it, but it's just fucking weird. It's just annoying though. It really, because like how we live in a society where like we have to work for these 9 to 5 jobs, right? And then once we're done, we have time for our personal. We need time for our personal stuff to get shit done, right? Like to run our errands, do appointments, or to work out, or just fucking just other shit that we gotta do. It's hard to do that shit when time is speeding up. You know what I'm saying? So no wonder why people are eating less and even sleeping less. I think someone said they could sleep 5 hours easily now. I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. People are gonna get more stressed out. Like to be honest, I don't have a family. I'm single. Like I don't know how people do it with time accelerating. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is though. And what sucks about this society in this world, is that like you got to do so much shit just to have your own place. Like why do you got to fucking have a certain amount of money, work for a certain like just the fact that in order for you to maintain your own place in your own apartment or a house, you have to maintain a job or make stable income. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but like if you work for so long and you make so much income, the average person can only afford an apartment or like a 1 story house. You know what I'm saying? Like why can't people afford like bigger houses and huge houses and then why can't people have that shit for free? Or why can't it be cheaper? You know what I'm saying? It's just weird, man. But I understand it's a lot harder than third world countries and shit like that. But I don't know. So it is what it is though. It's just this world has so much potential, but there's just so much bullshit happening. But what makes it tricky is that like I don't even have the answers to even make this world a better place. So even though I'm talking shit about this system, I don't have the specific answers to even make this society more stable. You know what I'm saying? Because don't forget, like who builds these houses? Obviously the construction workers, but what happens if they're not getting paid? And then what? You know what I'm saying? If they're gonna if the system's gonna run the way it is, at least pay the construction workers a lot of money because they're very important. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like unless these schools teach kids how to build their own houses. I'm telling you, all the most, not all of it, but the majority of the problems this world is facing is due to these school systems. Imagine these school systems are teaching kids how to build houses and how to like, I don't know, how to fucking like create or fix some type of like electricity or some type of Wi-Fi technology. So you know what I'm saying? Like these schools, these middle schools, elementary schools, these kindergartens, and these colleges and high schools, they need to teach these kids about trades, about like electronics, building houses, you know, building a fucking car, shit that matters, you know what I'm saying? But no, I said they teach kids this bullshit fucking history. First off, history is more likely it's fake. Like, stop teaching kids history classes. Stop teaching them about fucking all this other bullshit. All the curriculum these school teaches these kids, all that shit could be learned in less than 2 months. Or okay, realistically, like 4 months. At least teaches kids like math, science, reading, um, and other like and other shit. I don't know what the fuck they teach these days. Teach that shit for like a good 4 months, then leave it at that. And then teach these kids how to fix cars, how to build houses, and how to like do electrical shit, you know what I'm saying? Well, like why can't schools do that? But no, but it said like because the average kid like they're in high school for 4 years and they teach them the same shit. They teach them math, reading, all that shit for 4 years, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't know, man. Like I think it starts young, man. These schools they have so much potential, but they're just bullshitting, man. I understand maybe they don't have the proper funding, but how I look at it is the Masons and they rule this fucking world, right? They rule this world. So obviously they're not gonna help fund these fucking schools to teach kids how to build houses and how to fucking build a fucking car and learn how electricity works so people get Wi-Fi and lights and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna fund these schools for that shit. They're not. You know, if anything, they should also have these DMVs classes. They should correlate that to the school system so that once kids get out of school, they don't have to worry about getting their license because if you're out of school, you should automatically learn how to drive. But it's not the kids' fault. It's just these schools, they lack proper education. It's so outdated. You know what I'm saying? Why is that people are learning fucking history for over fucking 8 years in their middle school, high school? This shit makes no fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? Just like what Mooney Mercury Baby said, like this society is pretty much retarded. Most of the world is retarded. It is retarded. You know, it's stupid. Like nothing makes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't obviously because I could look at from both sides. Like obviously, I don't have answers to make this society a better place. So who am I to talk? But I'm just pointing out the bullshit of it. But come on, man. But it takes common sense. Like stop teaching kids bullshit. Teach them shit that matters. You know what I'm saying? We have access to the internet, to YouTube, to the fucking internet. Use that shit to these fucking kids, man. It's free. You know what I'm saying? But no, I said they're just wasting their time out here. Like, why are they teaching them history? History's fake. You know what I'm saying? It's weird, man. I'm telling you, like, if these schools were to actually at least change up their learning system, man, change up how they teach these kindergartens, and it starts young because the kids learn the most at a young age. It needs to start off from kindergarten, fucking, I don't know, preschool, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Look, okay, so kids from kindergarten, preschool, teach them about basic math, reading, writing. That's pretty much it. Reading, writing, and math. That's pretty much it. That's all you need. I guess some science and biology here and there, and then put it up a notch. And once they reach middle school, start teaching them that shit because all the stuff these high schoolers learn, all these middle schoolers and preschoolers, they can learn all that shit just from that grade alone. You know what I'm saying? Then once they reach middle school and high school, etc., then teach them how to fucking build houses or how it works or how to build a car. Give these kids like teach them how to get their license or how to drive a car. Then also teach them um how to become like an electrician because that's very important in society and how like the Wi-Fi systems work and you know what I'm saying, just shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Why can't schools do that? But like I said, unfortunately, we're ruled by this world is run and ruled by a group of weird ass motherfuckers who are very evil and selfish. People like to call them the Illuminati. There's other words I don't want to mention. The Masons, and I don't know who the fuck runs this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but And what the fuck is up with this whole alien agenda shit? Now, John Swan, he exposed that shit. He really exposed all this alien propaganda is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like with the Miami Mall situation. Like, why are people so focused on that? Like, first off, why is the news even showing that? Focus on other shit. Focus, if anything, these news, they need to focus their shit on the school system. How we're America and we have third world countries, right? But America, their shit's outdated. We have access to all these resources and information technology, and we still can't, or these school systems still can't utilize that shit to their best of their ability. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck, man? You have kids that don't even access to fucking houses and homes and food and shelter and water and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? But yet in America, they're so focused on fucking 120 police cars and fucking in the fucking mall, and you got dumbass people saying, "Oh, it's 80 10-foot aliens." Who gives a fuck? If that's the case though, if anything, shit, that needs to happen. We need to have fucking aliens in this fucking world to change the, at least use them to change this shit up, because humans, they obviously, or at least people in America, they can't make shit better for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Attack the government or something. You know what I'm saying? If anything, we need to have other advanced life forms in this fucking realm, dude. Because obviously humans aren't doing shit to end this system. And I'm no different, because I'm not gonna, like me, like I'm gonna call myself out. You know, I work for this system, and I'm no different than a pawn for this system. You know what I'm saying? If anything, we need aliens and shit. You know, but I doubt they exist though. But either or, it doesn't matter. Like, why is the news so focused on that? Like, why is the news focused on fucking aliens? What these focus on what the system is teaching these kids for our future generations. You know, if they're teaching the same shit they've been doing for 20, 30 years, and then this world's gonna go downhill. You know, just stupid, man. Fucking retarded. Why can't the news focus on time speeding up? They're not gonna focus on that shit. They're not gonna focus on world corruption and who rules this shit. They're not gonna focus on that, because everything is ruled by the same people who are taking over this shit, who are corrupt as well. You know what I'm saying? Who are evil. So of course they're gonna control this shit. But the real problem is this fucking realm, this reality. Why is it that this reality in this realm is even allowing shit like this to happen? Why is it that? You know what I'm saying? Is it free will? Is it humanity's fault? You know what I'm saying? So what the fuck is actually going on? And how the fuck were like the Masons and the Bloodlines? How were they even to even take control over this shit like back then and thousands of years ago? How are they even to do that shit for that long? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? How? You know? And Chance, when he mentioned this too, just the fact that this reality in this realm even allows shit like this to happen, where like people could just rule this world and harm other people and shit like that. Just the fact that the rules and regulations allow this shit to happen. You know what I'm saying? Then this is what makes it hell, which makes sense. I understand, like, these bloodlines and the Masons, they know the rules and regulations of this realm in order for them to rule this shit. You know what I'm saying? But still though, you're just like, how the fuck were they able to get away with this shit for thousands of years ago? Is humanity really that retarded or some shit? Am I that retarded? You know what I'm saying? Damn. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, we have a lot of like information that we don't know. Like, I'm sure there's information how to rule the society, or how to like, or how the society works. And just like with Chauncey, you just gotta learn astrology, how the human body works, and other things that I forgot he mentioned. Just learn about these things, and obviously learn about building infrastructures and how, like, I don't know, this shit, how to rule the system. At least have some basic knowledge of it, you know? So I guess that's one of the good things about having access to the internet and YouTube, is that like you can actually use it to the best of your ability to learn shit, you know what I'm saying? And spread that information, and dish out that same information towards other people, and then that's how you expand your horizons. And you never know, maybe a group of people may one day just say fuck you and just create their own system, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but it's just weird though. Isn't America like how the fuck you gotta work so long and have so much money just so you could have a fucking basic shitty ass apartment or a shitty ass house? You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of living at a shitty apartment, or like a shitty living area. Like, why can't I have a fucking big ass house and have my own shit and not pay for fucking water and shit like that, you know? But I understand people have it worse in third world countries, so I'm not trying to bitch or complain. I understand people have it harder, but I'm just saying, like America has so much potential to do great things and to change other third world countries in need, but it refuses to do that because obviously we're ruled by a lot of corrupt people. But it's annoying though, because like, how are they able to get away from with this shit for a long ass time? Why is this realm even allowing this shit to happen? You know what I'm saying? Realistically, human beings, we're not gonna change it. We're not gonna do something. Yes, people are protesting, I guess, and you have people exposing this shit, but that's not, and that's a good thing. But as a whole collective scale, I feel like people overall, like 98% of people, they're not gonna do anything about it. It's just gonna continue. You know, to be honest, the only thing that's changing this system is astrology. Is time speeding up in astrology. That's pretty much it. And obviously, people speaking up on YouTube, like shout out to Chauncey One, Moody Mercury Baby, um, New My Frame, and a lot of other people. Shout out to you and lot of other people that I'm subscribed to and that I interacted, and of course more people that are pinpointing and exposing real corruption, or at least teaching people about spirituality and astrology, you know. But it is trippy. So I feel like time speeding up and all these astrological influences are gonna influence to at least change the system, you know. But I don't know, man. And then it's weird too, because now not only we're facing world corruption and just all this mysterious bullshit, but then you got like demonic entities or whatever the fuck negative entities are inhabiting into people's bodies or minds, and they're manipulating their minds to do harmful shit towards other people. This is where you get your like a narcissism from. I'm not saying every narcissistic people is like this. Yeah, that's insane. I think parallel realities could also be playing into. Yeah, that's true. I don't know too much about parallel realities, but I heard some parts of it. That could very well be the case. If anything, if I know how parallel realities work, shit, I don't mind going to a different parallel reality, because this reality is fucking lame. It is lame, you know. Let's be honest. At least for me, I don't like this reality, man. This shit's lame because it's just everything's just boring and dull, and everything's so controlled and shit. There's no true freedom. Like everything is restricted. You can't drive a car without money. You can't really travel around without money. You can't have your own place without money. So everything is so fucking like restricted. I hope parallel realities are real, because I'm tired of this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And obviously things aren't gonna change. The only thing that's changing is time speeding up and people exposing this shit on YouTube. That's pretty much it. But other than that, like nothing's really changing. And this shit's been going on for thousands of years. And even if it was changing, it's happening at such a slow rate. And I don't got patience. I don't know, man. But yeah, but that is weird though. So yeah, but like I said about the whole Miami Mall situation. To be honest, I don't care about it. But if aliens are actually real, then I feel like that's a good thing. They need to take over. If they're good or bad, they need to take over this shit and run this shit, because clearly how we're running shit is just lame. We need more advanced shit. Like, why can't there be fucking portals to where we go in there and fucking travel through different parallel realities or different realms and shit like that, so we can gain access to information or even interact with our ancestors, come back down here and make this realm a better place. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's portals that exist, but we don't have access to it. You know what I'm saying? So anything, we do need aliens in here, you know? But I doubt aliens even exist. And even if they do, what the fuck? They're gonna be here in this human experience, you know what I'm saying? Nah, like, I don't know. Everything's so, I don't know, man. I think the problem is that like we're just, as humans, we're just, in my opinion, we're pretty much, I guess, victims, or we just don't know any better, because as infants, as babies, we were forced to be put into a bullshit ass school system. School does have value. I'm not saying school doesn't have value. It does have value to a certain extent, but for the most part, school just wastes our time and teaches us shit that we have no business in learning about. As babies, we're put into this bullshit ass system and we're forced to be put into these schools that we don't know anything. We don't know how this reality works. We don't know about real corruption. If, to be honest, the only reason why we know about real corruption is through YouTube. And you know, in school they don't even teach that, because these teachers, they have to go by a certain order or a certain curriculum by the system. And who rules the system? The Masons and these corrupt bloodlines. You know what I'm saying? People say the sun doesn't look the same as they remember as a kid. This realm feels like it gets more artificial and fake as time speeds up. Like, yeah, that's very interesting. Pluto and Sagittarius, Gen Z will change education. Yeah, hopefully, yeah, Gen Z, all these future generations, they do have a lot of potential. They just gotta, I don't know, the only thing I'm worried about Gen Z, just like what Chauncey once said, he actually made a great point. He mentioned about the other that our future generations. I forgot what he said, but he said the only thing they're lacking is that they think they know it all and they don't have a work ethic. That's one of the cons he said about our future generations, and I agree with him. But he also said something else. I forgot what he said, but he said like they have potential. Yeah, so these future generations, they do have potential, especially they're born into like the information age. But the dangers of it is that like they too get brainwashed, they get too caught up by social media, and they get like I said, they get influenced by bad content that's out there. That's why you see like, and Chanson, he even exposed that shit. Like you see like these unpopular or these YouTube channels that have a high subscription list, like I Show Speed and other YouTubers who have like 1 million subscribers. They're promoting bullshit on purpose. The Masons, they work for the Masons and these bloodlines. They purposely want them to push that shit so they can brainwash future generations into doing stupid ass shit and having them waste their time. Imagine people like, imagine most of these spiritual channels that are very popular, they have 1 million subscribers. This, without a doubt, I'm not sure how it's gonna change it, but I could see it at least making people a lot more smarter and intelligent. At least they're aware of how corrupt the system is, and once you're aware how corrupt the system is, and the only thing you could do is try to do things to change it by exposing it, by voicing your opinions, or you know what I'm saying. And we're also dealing with spiritual warfare, so it makes sense that since time is speeding up because we're shifting realities and this realm is changing up, it makes sense that there's going to be more demonic influence. This is why like I personally dealt with people who like family members of close people. I could tell like they're influenced by demonic or lower vibrational entities because how they're acting when they're like right now, like how they're acting this year, it was completely different than 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Clearly, they're dealing with a lot of like demonic influence, not just with my family members, but other people I've dealt with. And a lot of people also experiencing this. This is why you have this is why a lot of people on YouTube, they're making more videos about, and they're all, have noticed a lot of people are talking about videos about narcissism, narcissistic people, and spiritual warfare. And if you follow my channel, you can see on my community list, I always dish out people who talk about narcissism and the spiritual sides of it because it's getting more prevalent. And like you said, Daniel Joseph, is because of the realities shifting, possibly, you know. It makes sense that time is speeding up because of it. But I just hate it because like it's happening so slow, man. Like this shit needs to speed up. Like change this shit. Like I don't know, have these fucking other beings from these other realms just fucking change that shit. You know, human beings, we're not gonna change anything. If we are, it's gonna happen at such a slow rate, and even then, it's probably gonna be too late. Or either that, or it's just gonna happen slow. You know what I'm saying? Like they need to do something about it. Everything happens in this realm. Everything happened. That's what I noticed about this realm. Everything happens at such a slow fucking rate. This is why no wonder why the Masons and these other bloodlines were able to take over this world for like over thousands of years ago when we have all these wars and enslavement and all this bullshit because nothing really changes. If it does, it happens at such a fucking slow rate, you know? Pluto and Sagittarius, Gen Z will change. Oh, you mentioned Pluto and Sagittarius. See, I don't know too much about astrology, but that's interesting. I'll definitely look more into that. Pluto and Sagittarius. That's and thank you so much for commenting that. That I'll definitely look it up. Yeah. I don't know too much about astrology like that, but I am aware that like certain signs within astrology does have a huge impact within society and within this world. So that's actually good news. I've also heard Pluto and Sagittarius. I'll definitely look it up. Gen Z would, yeah, like I said, I feel like our future generations have a lot of potential. Hopefully these generations are like more advanced spirits that reincarnated here. If they really need to change this shit up, you know. But I feel like we have to play a role too. It's why I feel like everyone needs to have a YouTube channel. It doesn't have to be extreme or intense. I feel like everyone should at least have a YouTube channel to where like, or any social media platform to where they can at least voice their opinions on the things they need to see changed in this system. You know what I'm saying? You know? But yeah, so not only we're dealing with world corruption, but we're also dealing with changes like time speeding up, shifting realities, and it's happening at such a slow rate. And obviously, I've noticed as years go by, more and more leaders are getting exposed, like the presidents and celebrities are getting exposed. Even though it's old news, I'm talking about like it's being more prevalent, like it's being out there. Because back then, people still knew, like everyone back in 2013, 2012, we all knew that these celebrities were a part of the Illuminati and they're all corrupt and evil and shit like that. They're all like rapists and do child trafficking. Like we all know that, but I noticed in this timeline written like 2024 and back then, like it's getting more out there to like the public. I meant to say, which is good news. But like I said, it happens at such a slow rate. Like the same shit is happening right now. It should have been happening like 10 years ago, you know? That's what I noticed. Everything happens at such a slow rate. No wonder why people suffer a lot in like these third world countries. People are just dying and just suffering, and they're living hell for such a long ass time because nothing really changes here. So that's probably why time is speeding up, because everything happens at such a slow fucking rate. But why is it that like time is speeding up now? Like how come time wasn't speeding up thousands of years ago or back then? Why is time speeding up just now? If it is because of realities shifting, why is it just now? Like, how come it didn't happen like back then or thousands of years ago? You know what I'm saying? Like, this realm is just stupid. It's just dumb. Like, at times I be thinking, damn, man, like my soul. I feel like at times my soul, my spirit is wasting its time here, bro. And I don't mean this in it. I maybe I am being egotistical, arrogant. I don't know, but it's just, I don't know. It's just weird, man. Because most of these jobs waste our time. It just keeps us occupied, stressed out, and busy. We're not really we're not really evolving for most of these jobs. There are some jobs um that do help you evolve and expand your mind. Like I don't know if you're like a construction worker or like a barber, or just because we all have different purposes and passions. So I do believe at the same time that we are here to learn things and to do things with these jobs and stuff like that. But at least for me, from my experience, most of these jobs I worked at is done nothing but waste my time and cause a lot of like stress and just annoyance. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking like, man, why am I doing all this shit? Like just so I could have my own place, have food, water, and shelter. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? This is why I even have a YouTube channel, because like I'm just over this shit, man. But I'm aware that I need to work in order for me um to maintain a fucking car in the area, in a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? But my advice is that like if you're like me, where like most of these jobs don't satisfy you, or like no matter where you try or no matter what career change you do, you're just not satisfied. My advice is just keep trying new things. You know what I'm saying? Just keep trying new things. Like me, I've worked so many like jobs, man. I've tried so many careers out there, and I'm still gonna change it. I'm not gonna settle until I'm like satisfied with where I'm working at, Because if we're gonna be slaves to the system, either you don't work, but if you do decide to work, at least have fun doing it, you know? At least have fun doing it, because if you have fun doing it, at least you're in a positive mind, and then your vibration's higher, and then at least that'll make the planet a better place, I guess. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's always important to do soul searching and try new things, and But it just sucks that like no matter how many things you try, you're just not satisfied with most of these jobs, because especially since they waste their time and shit like that. Like, nah, man. And like Chauncey once said, this whole world is like a monopoly game. So like in order for you to make money and be rich, you just gotta learn how to learn about the stock market, learn about cryptocurrency, learn about investments, learn about credit, learn about savings and shit like that. Yeah, learn how to generate more income. You start off by having a business, I don't know, having more streams of income. And just like what Chauncey once said, also, like, yes, it is good to have the knowledge, like he said. And he also said, but it's also about the energy. Like, if you're in the right mindset, if you're in the right alignment, then you are able to attract more things. Whereas if you're not in the right alignment or not in the right mindset, then it's gonna be harder for you to attract finances like that, even if you have all the knowledge. And just like what Chauncey once said, if you have a lot of karma or blockages, then that might prevent you from actually experiencing or manifesting shit like that. I want to do graphic design, and so because some all jobs for yeah, that's good. See, but with you, like at least you know what you want, which is good. So I try to do whatever it takes to reach that goal, and that's a very great thing. Um, Obviously my videos, you don't have to agree with everything I say, but just I guess my best advice is follow your heart, do what you love, and that's really good that you know what you want. That's good, and just use it to the best of your ability. Um, We all have different life paths and different life missions, and we're all meant for great things. We all have different interests and passions, so that's good, you know. Just try to use it the best of your ability. At the end of the day, do what makes you happy, you know. But yeah, but I do feel your frustration at times because most of these jobs do feel like a waste of time. It is, honestly, especially if you're not into it. It is, you know. But if you're forced to work at these jobs just to maintain basic income, like to just maintain a car and place to stay and food and shelter, just so you can pursue your dreams, then unfortunately you just gotta stick to it, you know. Just bite the bullet and have faith and know that God will always help you out in the long run, you know. I'm gonna I'm gonna talk about 2024. So I've been studying a lot about 2024. I've heard that like this year, 2024 is the year of karma, is the year of Saturn. I don't know too much about it. So from Twitter, people are saying that 2024, 4 plus 2 equals 8, and 8 is supposedly like the Saturn number or the karma number. So Saturn equals karma. So 2024, a lot of people who are doing other people wrong are going to get a lot of karma, and or they're going to get exposed. I've also heard that the year 2024, a lot of corrupt leaders and manipulators within the public eye, they're going to get exposed, and people who are doing right and they're trying to do the right thing, they're going to get their karmic justice, especially if they've been doing wrong their whole lives. So regardless, 2024 is definitely like a karmic year. I've seen on Twitter that people are already learning like tough lessons and the year barely started. And I guess you see it like this year's gonna be crazy. And ironically, you know the Miami alien situation? Ironically, that shit would happen at the beginning of 2024. So clearly the government and these Masons, they already fucked that up. If you're gonna do something like that, at least do that shit in the middle of the year or towards the end of the year. Why would you do that at the beginning of 2024? Do you not think that people will see that shit? You know what I'm saying? This is stupid, man. But that shows how retarded and how fucking stupid this world we're living in. We're like, we live in a type of world where like the Masons, they'll allow the news feed to publicize fucking aliens or 8 foot tall, you know what I'm saying? Just stupid ass shit like that. Like, why are they so focused on having 120 cops in the fucking mall? But yeah, and just the fact that I even know about this shit, like, who am I? I don't even watch TV, but I'm always on social media. So just the fact that me and thousands of people in America know about this shit, why can't the news put their different focus on these third world countries, the fucking school system, time speeding up, and other corrupt bullshit? You know what I'm saying? But it's not gonna do that because again, the news is ruled by corrupt government and shit like that. You know? Damn, man. Saturn, Demiurge. Saturn is the hell realm. Some people, Earth is actually. Damn, yeah, yeah. You know. Oh man. Yeah, but 2024. Honestly, the reason why I love about 2024, if Saturn and karma is actually a real thing in 2024, I'm honestly happy about that because I've been done so wrong by like family members and people close to me. Like I got money stolen, people physically harmed me, verbally they lied on my name and shit like that. So I hope they get what's coming to them. Fuck them, you know. Put me through all this bullshit, and I wasn't even trying to do anything towards people. Anything, I was a blessing towards these people's lives. I was a blessing. I was nice and cool. I offered them a lot. And for them to turn on me, even like family members, like I had my own blood do that shit. I'm like, fuck all y'all, man. And next thing you know, ironically, out 2024, so they're gonna give them a fucking ass whooping, dumbasses. Like, how you so like? How's your vessels so weak to have demonic entities to infiltrate your mind? You gotta be that fucking sorry in this human experience. All the information we have, all the energies we have, how you still getting possessed by demonic entities? You fucking idiot, dumbass people, man. Unless they're already possessed. I don't know, man. It's just weird. Man. I mean, experiencing some weird ass shit spiritually. And I always have tarot readers and people within social media confirm what the fuck I'm experiencing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen a lot of messages to where, like, tarot readers and spiritualists are confirming that, like, people who are doing other people wrong, and they're going to get karma, or, like, they're always giving me some type of clarification towards a collective, because I'm not the only person that's experiencing spiritual warfare. Now, I'm like saying spiritual warfare. It sounds egotistical. It's not even like that, because we all experience spiritual warfare. Basically, this shit I'm experiencing that I talk about on YouTube, most people are also experiencing the same shit. There's where you get your soul tribe, or like we have certain energies, you know, and everyone has certain energies, and they all experience certain shit in life. There's where you get your soul tribe from, and we all have different types of soul tribe and soulmates. But the same shit I talk about on YouTube, where I talk about like how I think my family members are possessed, or how like they're all like narcissistic and just narcissism and generational curses, and people, and I keep being done wrong. Best believe like a lot of people are also experiencing what I'm experiencing as well. And this is why I'm able to find them on YouTube. You see on my community how I'm posting their video links and shit like that and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm experiencing what they're experiencing. Therefore, we're on the same wavelength and shit like that. And ironically, past couple of days, I had certain spiritualists and tarot readers all over social media giving us messages that the collective is being done wrong and the people are doing this wrong are getting karma. You know what I'm saying? Multiple times. So it's just funny how life works, but yeah, it's just life is weird. Meth heads, yeah, meth heads. Yeah, I've noticed people on drugs too. People who are drunk or people who are on drugs, they're able to be influenced a lot by demonic spirits and shit like that. I seen a news feed where this one lady, she was on drugs and she actually chopped someone's head off with the axe. I don't know how long that was ago, but goddamn, yeah, these drugs, these people drinking, that shit's no joke, man. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, yeah. I personally think karma is part of the, yeah, program. Sometimes Matrix rewards you to keep you, exactly, exactly. And it's interesting that you mentioned that, because at times I be thinking like, because my biggest fear is dying and then me being manipulated in the afterlife. I don't know how the afterlife works. I don't know how it works after you die, but I've heard theories where like when you die, if you go to a fake white light, it will actually force you to reincarnate. And or if I haven't, just like what Chauncey once said, if I'm not, if as people, if we're not completing our spiritual mission, if we're not in the right path, and if we die, then that means we still have to reincarnate, and it's gonna be a lot harder. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just don't want to be tricked and forcefully have my free will being controlled against my will in the afterlife. That's what I'm scared of. I want to have the ability to make my own choices, my own decisions in the afterlife. Even though I can see why spirits tend to not do that shit, because maybe our own free will and our own choices don't really like, it's not gonna be the best one. So this is why they gotta control our free will. I don't know. But it's very interesting to see how life is like once you die. I wonder how the afterlife is, you know? It'd be very interesting. I just hope that like I don't have any obligations where I'm forced to reincarnate due to karma, or due to me not completing my soul mission. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm not gonna lie, this human experience, I'm not, because obviously I don't want to sound delusional, because obviously I don't know what's out there in the afterlife. I don't know what's out there, but I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of a hassle being a fucking human, just being forced to work at a bullshit job you don't want to be in, or just time speeding up, all these annoyances and all this stupid ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to experience that shit again. You know what I'm saying? Or like in this lifetime, I was born around just dysfunctional, abusive family members. I don't want to experience that shit again. All the pain and torture and all this shit they put me through, man. I don't want to experience that shit. And I wasn't even doing anything too. If anything, I was defending myself. That was the only time I was reacting to shit. I don't want to experience that shit again. I don't want to experience being verbally, physically, being lied to, being attacked like that. You know what I'm saying? That shit was intense, bro. I don't want to experience that shit. And now I'm still trying to heal from trauma and abandonment issues and shit like that. I don't want to experience that shit again. Like, you know what I'm saying? If but if I do reincarnate, I hope I reincarnate to a much loving family and better finances. So that way I ain't gotta force to do shit. Cause me, I'm 26. I haven't had a car since I was like, yeah, I'm 26, but this is my first year having a car. You know what I'm saying? And none of my family members taught me how to drive. They didn't have the finances to even give me a fucking car. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to experience all that shit again. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful to have a car. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have a place to stay, man. Don't get me wrong. I talk shit a lot to the system, but I have a lot of gratitude because I know how worse it could be. But I don't want to experience this shit ever again. Even though people have a harder, I understand people have a harder and shit like that. But I don't know. I just get annoyed easily. Man, I don't know. I'm just talking shit. Oh yeah, but this is weird. The time is speeding up. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know if the system's gonna collapse or not. I doubt it. 2024, the government's already on some bullshit. I mean, not really. They're just making themselves look dumb. You know, the whole fucking Miami Mall situation. Or maybe they didn't orchestrate the alien shit. Maybe it's other people just projecting that shit, and they're getting more views and they're getting viral because of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it wasn't planned by the government. Maybe it's just dumbass or just creative people who just like use that theory, and now it gone viral all over social media. You know, if anything, props to them. You know, but if that was orchestrated by the Masons, then they're fucking dumb. It ain't even Chauncey One, he predicted that shit. Chauncey One predicted the whole alien bullshit, and he also stated like what they're gonna do or the possibilities of what they're gonna do. Chauncey One's he has a way better Christian idea compared to these Masons. You know what I'm saying? Have Chauncey One rule this shit. You know? Yeah. Chauncey One knows how to rule this shit. He does, or he has potential to. I would have Chauncey One rule this shit. Corrupt government. I don't know. Yeah, gratitude is important though. That would definitely helps keep you going. Having gratitude will definitely keep you going in life. At least for me. And like you said, you know, you're smart. It's always smart to have gratitude, you know. Even though everything is shitty and everything's just annoying, you always be put in a worse situation, you know. There are people in third world countries that have no socks, that have no shoes. You know what I'm saying? This is awful, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is though. So at times I do gotta check myself that like, hey, people have it harder. Like who am I to bitch? And it's especially since I have a smartphone, I have access to information and technology. Why not use that shit to help this world out? You know what I'm saying? Instead of consuming it, you know, and be a follower to society and programming and shit like that, you know. I can use TikTok, I can use Instagram, I can use Twitter, I can use YouTube, I can use Facebook, and I can use all that to spread information to make this world a better place. And or I can use those apps to make my own businesses and generate more income so I could put myself in a better situation. And in return, I have more influence or opportunity to make this world a better place and to help other people, you know, instead of me just consuming and focus on bullshit, you know? That's how we should all use social media. And shout out to Chauncey One, because he did mention that, you know? He made a great point. But I get why people don't want to do it though. They don't do it because out of fear, not insecurity, but it's out of fear because a lot of people are programmed. Because you see on social media, everyone does the same shit. Every woman shakes their ass. They all just post. I don't know what they do. They just do dumb shit. Same thing with males. I don't know. It's very rare to see someone to, like, speak out against the system or just. I see why, because people actually get fired by this, or they either get in trouble or they get fired from the jobs just by voicing their opinions about the society or just something wrong with the system in general. Or not even that, but you see, like, I've heard stories in the news of like teachers getting fired because they have an OnlyFans and shit like that. I'm like, first off, how, like, mind your own business? Like, why are they getting fired just so they're trying to make income? We live in a type of world where like we're ruled by corrupt Masons and government where they fuck people over and they kill people, but they're getting profit and benefits of it. But you're gonna fire a teacher to having OnlyFans and shit like that? That shit makes no sense. You know, it's my own business. You know, this is weird. I don't know. I'm just saying some bullshit. But yeah, man, time's speeding up, man. I ain't got time to do shit, man. I ain't got time to do shit. And that's make me more stressed out, and it's gonna cause me to procrastinate even more. So it's like I'm in an endless loop, you know. Um, What's I'm talking about? I'm talking about cold weather, man. I fucking hate cold weather, bro. I like cold weather sucks because like in the cold weather you can't even go out like that. You can't even like because me, I love going outside. I love running outside. I can't even do that because this is fucking cold, man. I can, but I just you can't even go out as much. It keeps you restricted. I hate that shit, man. Like I'm telling you, like in a couple years, like once I get situated, I want to live in Arizona or somewhere in the tropics because I can't live in cold areas like that. I just can't. And I want to live in an area where there's a lot of fucking mountains, so I could fucking hike and just, just do my own thing and shit. I don't know, man. I hate the cold so much. I hate that shit with a passion. I'm so sick of it because you can't even. Nah, man. I can't go outside as much. It's such a hassle, you know. I feel like it is influenced by a lot of like HARP, just fake ass weather, just manipulating the weather and shit like that. Bullshit. And like it's like with HARP, I don't know what the words, I forgot what the words stand for, but with controlled weather, like honestly, like if you observe it, it's so easy to spot it. It's so easy to like to point that shit out because how I don't use my examples, but okay, so ironically, um, I'm in Kansas, right? So we have 2 weeks off, right? We have 2 weeks off. Tell me why before, because due to our holiday, right? So we have 2 weeks off due to a holiday. And so tell me why before the holiday it wasn't snowing, it wasn't raining like that. But it was, but just a little bit. It wasn't that much. But now during the holidays, during like the 2 weeks off, it was snowing intensely, it was raining intensely. And ironically, I have one more day off or 2 more days off, right? Then it stopped snowing, then it stopped raining. That's just not a coincidence. Obviously it's being controlled. Like that's just weird. And there's other instances where like every weekends, like every weekdays, it would be a clear day, clear sky, right? Then every fucking weekend, it will rain intensely, everything will get cloudy. And like it's like whenever people have their days off, it's like the government, the Masons, they know that people have days off on the weekends, and then they'll use that to their advantage to make it rain, snow, or make it very cloudy. I peep that shit. This shit happens every fucking like week, you know? It's weird, man. It's like just like what Chauncey once said, like it's like they're trolling us or some shit, you know. If you guys watch my videos or channel, I recommend subscribing to Chauncey one, ChoncyWon, because he's really like he's insightful. Watch all of his lives. He makes long lives, but like just watch him. You know, he's very insightful. Like he's very like he knows what the fuck is going on. He knows how to pinpoint this realm and shit like that. He's also a free thinker, and that's what I admire about him. He's a free fucking thinker. You know, that's what most a lot of people need to be free thinkers like that. Like he questions the system, which is good. It's very good. What else I'm gonna talk about? But yeah, man. Yeah, but with this world, this society, like if we're trying to make money or we're trying to like pursue your happy, like something that makes you happy, unfortunately, like I don't know, man, because most of these jobs are just fucking annoying, man. Like just it's just boring, bro. I hate being put in a situation to where like I always try something new. I'll try a different job. I'll try a different career. And I'm not satisfied with it. The benefits are good, but I'm not satisfied with it. Like I'm the type of person where I need to try something different. If I'm not happy with it, then I want to get out, you know? And it sucks too, cause like it's so hard. I guess it's hard. It just costs so much money just to have your own place. And I'm not talking about an apartment or like a house. It's like a fucking nice house and shit like that. Why is it that like you have $1 million or you gotta make 6 figures just to have a fucking nice house or a decent house, a 2-story house? You know, most of these jobs they don't even pay us 6 figures. They don't even pay us enough just to even afford a decent house or a 2-story house or just a big ass house. Anything, it can't afford us to have a fucking apartment. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking retarded. Just like what Chauncey once said, man, like the only reason why they have us work is so we could like fund the system and to pay taxes for this system. And they barely give us money just to get by and shit like that, which keeps us in a fucking loop to keep on going with this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They keep us stuck and they keep us tricked and manipulated under a fucking program, thinking that like all the money we're making is gonna help us. In reality, it's not. We're just so limited. We're getting scraps compared to what they're to compare what these Masons are having, even though they the ones that credit money and shit like that, you know. So we're just in a big ass loop of a fucking hamster wheel, where like people are forced to survive. They're not forced. We're not living life. We're surviving, and we're forced to compete with each other. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with competition if people want that, but it's like we're forced to compete with one another, and that's a horrible thing. This is why we're not able to help third world countries or speak out against the system, because the system is ruled based on survival. It's not ruled on living life. The system, it forces you to focus on yourself and to say fuck you, fuck you. Just I'm worried about me, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that, but this is how the system is set up, you know. This is fucking weird. This is why you have homeless people and we can't do shit. Just watch them and shit like that, because the system, how it's ruled, is ruled for us to compete with one another and to survive and shit like that, you know. which is fucking weird. It's just, this timeline is fucking weird though, because it's like, why would I incarnate? I've been thinking to myself, why would my soul incarnate to this? Don't get me wrong, I am thankful for the experiences and things I've learned, and I'll take that, and 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 I will not trade that for anything. But I'm just saying, like, wow, damn, like, why is the system is the way it is? Like, why is it happening for this long? Why, like, how come this shit's been going on for such a long ass time and no changes being made? You know, just all this weird shit. You know, if anything, most of the mental health issues and people being influenced by demonic entities due to narcissism is because of this system. Just what Chauncey once said, this system is traumatized and traumatizes people and shit like that. Which is true, because people they're they're forced to sacrifice their sleep. They're forced to work at a job more than likely they don't like being in, and in order for them just to survive, especially with families. If you get fired, then you can't even take care of your family. You know, even most of these divorces happen because of, like, you know, the system. It's fucking weird. This is some this fucking timeline. This is weird as shit. It's just fucking weird. But unfortunately, I don't think we could change it. If anything, we could voice our opinions. We're not gonna change it. And I get, honestly, it's not even our fault either. It's just because we're just put into this bullshit ass timeline. And these Masons in the government, I don't know how the fuck they're able to get away with this shit from thousands of years ago. And even if they do collapse, or even if they do get taken down, how the fuck are we even able to control this system? Like, if all these Masons and corrupt bloodlines were being taken down, which is good, but like how do we even have the education or knowledge or information to even maintain or to orchestrate this system to make it better for everyone? How? You know, we don't have the tools to do that. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe we do. I could be wrong. I don't know. Or maybe there's certain people that do have the tools. So honestly, this fucking timeline we're in is just all fucked up pretty much. And I blame this realm. I blame the universe. I blame God, the devil, or whoever. I blame God for this shit. If God is real, I blame God for this shit. Why would God allow this shit to happen? He puts us in a fucked up situation. You know what I'm saying? Even like, that's my mindset too. Even if I get done wrong, or if I'm dealing with just assholes and shit out of my control, that's not my burden. That's God's burden. So when people do me wrong, okay, cool. That's their problem. Just cut them off. It's not my burden. It's God's burden. It's God's burden for putting me to that situation, orchestrating a situation to where now I'm getting abused, to where now I'm forced to defend myself. So that's why I don't even trip about it. Same thing with family members. Like, unfortunately, I have a lot of abusive family members. Yes, I did defend myself. I did cuss them out. I did took their shit for them taking my shit. Just go watch my past videos and you'll see the situation I was in. But yes, unfortunately, I am subjected. I was put into that situation out of my control. Unfortunately, God did that. But how I look at it is, okay, if God is gonna put me to that situation, then technically that's not technically my fault. Yes, maybe I was put into that situation due to karma, or due to past life issues, or due to me. My goal is to break generational curses. This is why I'm put into that situation. But how I look at it is, okay, if God's gonna put me to that situation, then that's technically God's burden. So why not? So I can't even trip about it as much, you know? I let God handle that shit. It's not my fault God put me in a fucked up abusive family. I'm not gonna do that shit. That's God's fault. You know what I'm saying? That's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, that mindset helps me out a lot. So, because you can use it to your advantage. Because if you're forced to work at a job you don't want to be in, to be like, you know, it's not my burden, it's God's burden. If God wants me to be miserable and suffer, then fuck it. Just put my head down, do that. Then whatever happens, that's up to God. That's not up to me. You know what I'm saying? Chickens. Yeah. But damn, it's almost been an hour. I wanna damn, it's already 12. Damn, it's already midnight. Fuck, man. God damn it. But yeah, man, but that's how my mindset is, man. Like, if I'm going through some bullshit, especially with people or just any life situation, how I look at it is, man, man, fuck that. Bro. It's God's fault, man. It's not. That's your fault, God. You're not gonna make me miserable and shit like that. That's your fucking burden. That's your fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, God put me in a situation where I'm forced to be around demonic entities and shit like that. I was literally raised by demonic entities, or at least for a couple years. Because the way how my family be acting, and even other people, just how they all act the same, they all change personalities, all operate from the same handbook. That shit's not normal. It clearly is something spiritual. Even though I do blame it is a mental health illness, at the same time, I do believe it is demonic interference, like the Jezebel spirit or some fucking energy that's manipulating them. And if that's the case, then there's nothing I can really do about it, but then leave it to God. That's God's fault. That's not my fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? But it just sucks that like in this human experience, you have to experience bullshit and misery and just dumbass shit in order for you to get to where you need to go. And Tantuan, he talked about this. Like he actually talks about the rules and regulations of the human experience. He mentioned something like you have to experience misery, bullshit, and just dumbass shit in order for you to become great. Because like he said, the spirit, it wants experiences. And I agree with him, you know. But that was sucks. But that's what sucks though, because like with your spirit, if it wants you to experience certain shit that's gonna change your mind and change your growth for the better, then unfortunately you have to be put into bullshit, fucked up, painful situations. This is why you observe every human being life. They all experience some type of suffering, they all experience some type of loss or some type of traumatic event that changes them for the better or for the worse, you know? This is part of this bullshit ass human experience, you know? It's fucking stupid. But that's all I gotta say, man. Also, I wanna say that it sucks too that as life goes by, when you get old, you have less control over your body. You know what I'm saying? So like if you're like a 90 years old, 80 years old, is like you don't have the mobility or strength to even run outside, to even work out like that. So I don't know what it's like to be at such an old age when you're 90 or 100. To be honest, that would suck for me because like I mean I'm the type of person I need to be active. I need to be outside. I need to move my body. So for me to be at that age and not be able to move my body like that, shit, man, I'll probably go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Unless if you reach at that certain age, you're probably gonna reach at a certain mindset to where like no matter what you experience, you always gonna be at a peaceful mindset. Because I feel like there are pros and cons to being at an old age where spirit will kind of grant you certain shit so you could like even handle being at an old age. For example, if you're like 190 years old, I feel like spirit might or maybe give you abilities to where like you have a peace of mind to where like you're not dealing with annoyances or just just not dealing with annoyances or irritating shit involving people or outside circumstance. You're at a peaceful mindset and like even though you can't move your body as much, you can't go outside or have the mobility as you were when you were younger. Spirit is aware of that, so what they'll make up for that is having you make you have a peace of mind and shit like that. You know, I'm assuming. I don't know. But that's all I gotta say. Thank you guys for commenting and have a good one and take care and follow your heart, do the right thing and stay out of trouble and follow your heart and be brave, be courageous and have a good one. Peace.